that is.
On 107.9 FM, this is GTFM then on this Wednesday morning. Fast approaching 11:30 because the Pontypridd double play just moments away. But it's nice now to say that I've been joined by my very special guest this morning on a very, very special day. And we'll have a little chat about the very special occasion in a couple of moments' time. But first of all, let's get the honours done and say a very warm good morning to Tommy David. Good morning, Tom.
Hey, pleasure to be here, Gareth.
Yeah, nice to see you. You're looking well, sir.
Well, the diet is still working after 40 years, Gareth. But got to keep going, haven't you?
You've got to keep going. You've got to keep going indeed. I will mention the anniversary now because people are probably thinking, well, what anniversary? I've mentioned it a few times already, Tom. 46 years ago today, the great Llanelli side that beat the All Blacks.
Yeah, somebody asked me about that a couple of weeks ago, how long ago it was. I said about 2 stone, but I totally respect what you're saying. 46 years, I mean, it's just amazing where time goes.
So, your memories of that particular day, we'll go back to your youth days in just a second, but of course we've mentioned that game now. Of course, you joined Llanelli. How did that come about?
Well, Karen James, who's the coach in Llanelli, he coached the 71 Lions, obviously toured to New Zealand, and they won the series out there. And I had the privilege when he rang me to say, and we arranged a coffee, and obviously he sold me Llanelli. The great thing about difficult leaving Pontypridd, but where Pontypridd would never ever play New Zealand, and Llanelli were, and his exact words was, hold your form in against New Zealand. That was the biggest pulling point for me.
Can you remember much about the build-up? Because, I mean, the build-up must have been absolutely incredible, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, the incredible thing is, obviously, the training was incredible, it was so intense. But just to give you an example, the difference between coaching now and then. Prior to the game, before we went out against New Zealand at Stradley Park, Karen James and his pre-match talk to us. And this is his exact words. He said, you know what, guys, we've had a month's wonderful training. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Remember one thing, I'm here as a coach to organise you guys, not to tell you how to play. Go out there and obviously enjoy yourself and take the game to them. They'll probably swing the ball, work it blind to swing it open. That's New Zealand rugby. You can suss that out yourself. But go out there, you're better than them. Now, what a difference to all the coaching staffs now.
Roy Burgess, he actually taught, he was a trainee teacher back in the early 70s in Mountain Ash Comprehensive School. And I guess if you were in the crowd that day, people might have thought, I wonder if we've scored this try a little bit early in the match.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing is the game was so intense. I mean, in those days, I'm sure lots of people will appreciate what I'm saying. Now, rucking and mauling was real rucks in those days, you know. When you went there once, you didn't go there twice. And the biggest problem with that game, there was a guy called Murdoch, who was the legendary New Zealand prop. He was absolutely filthy. Anytime, look, we've all been aggressive when you ruck in and all that, but this guy would go out of his way to kick your head in, and he was zipping the bloody head type of thing, you know. But he was very physical, he was very intense, but we won 9-3, which is an absolutely brilliant result.
Yeah, and did the pubs run dry, Tom?
Well, I was part of that team, Gareth, and I got to be honest, I can't remember a lot after that couple of days. But no, it was a brilliant victory. The atmosphere was there, and it's like any team that plays rugby now. Once you win, you're on a high, and you win, especially against New Zealand. And
I got to say this, Tom, a little birdie said something happened this morning, very, very special.
Yeah, it's special. You're saying about New Zealand, but that comes definitely a targeted second. I'm a grandfather now for the second time, a wonderful baby little girl. And my daughter-in-law Janine and my son Reese from Chepstow. Janine's parents lives up the common, Rob and Linda, so everybody's thrilled and delighted. So a very special day, Gareth.
And that was this morning?
That was this morning, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks very much for coming in, given
no
the circumstances. So let's go back then to the early days. Pontypridd, born and bred, of course. What did your dad do? Was he a big rugby fan?
Not really. My father was a rigger for P. Liner and Sons. That probably a blast from the past, you know. But he was a darter, to be honest, and he loved his skittles and all that. And he's like myself, he loved the pints.
Yeah.
My family and I was brought up was right opposite the non-political club, 14-year close, you know, or posh name, Blindwing Cottages, right opposite the non-port club. But never a massive rugby fan, to be honest. He never watched me regular. But he did come to see me play my first international against France away.
That's right. Brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I got 3 sisters. One's passed away, unfortunately, but Mary and Tricia, very friendly, good family, all connections there, but 3 sisters.
Yeah, and then you went to Hawthorne High School, or Comprehensive School, I suppose they called it now.
Yeah, it was comprehensive. My gym teacher was obviously Williams, and Glyn Williams, a winger who played for Cardiff, fantastic player. I had a great relationship with him. I played schoolboy rugby as a hooker, as one does, you know, under 11s, 12s, 13s, 14s, and of course when I left school then, obviously I played soccer, centre forward for Rydfel Athletic.
Yeah, any good?
Not really, because Joey Gibson, who's a legendary coach of Rydfel Athletic, the football side, came up to me one day when I was about 18 and a half, and he said, Tom, as a centre forward, you're supposed to go round centre halves, not through them. Now, what he's trying to say to me, I was rubbish at football, go and play rugby. So I joined Pontypridd Youth, but I played one game for Rydfel.
Oh, right, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
We'll chat about Rydfel in a couple of moments' time, because of course you've got a great association with them now. So, Pontypridd Youth, I guess. How many years were you in the youth team? 1.5
season. Joined at 18 and a half, and the following season I went straight into the first team, fortunately, or very lucky or whatever, and I went on to play 404 games for Pontypridd, you know, which is a long time, and as the saying goes, I was a very lucky guy on stats. I scored 171 tries, but I made 1 tackle.
Oh, great.
And I had the privilege of captaining Pontypridd for 4 consecutive seasons, and in my opinion, the great years of rugby and all that. We won championships, we got the final, and the crowds was massive in those days, which is slightly different to what's happening now.
Absolutely, with the regions and that. So then you went to Llanelli, I think, was it about 1972 then?
Yeah, 1972, yeah. I had 3 seasons down there, and then I always said to Joey Smith, who was a fantastic coach of Pontypridd, when I left, and he was a personal friend as well, I said, Joe, I'll be back, you know, if hopefully there's an opportunity for me to come back, I will definitely come back after a couple of years. And after 3 seasons, I thought it was the right time to go back to Pontypridd.
I take it you would have won the cup with Llanelli then, Tom?
Yeah, won the cup with Llanelli, and won the championship with Llanelli, and we went 3 times with Pontypridd at club championships. Great years, you know, people like Bob Pemberthy, you know, Gareth Rees, you know, I can go on for Carl Swain.
Just going to say Sweeney on the wing, yeah,
they're all there, yeah. So it's great times, you know, and that's the most important thing, you know, is the friendships, you know.
And of course, when you were at Llanelli, you won your first cap.
Yes, right, yes.
France away, was it? In
France away, yes.
Yeah. And then I can't think of the French. Romu, was it the French outside half at that time?
Yeah, it was the outside half, yeah. It's incredible side they were, French. The trouble was, you know, it's one of these French, you know, when the ball went on the floor, they were ruthless, you know, but that was the rugby in those days, you know, great side, don't get me wrong, you know, and but as rugby goes and all that, anything on the floor, you just couldn't get it.
Yeah. And then, of course, you played against Australia. That win. Russell Fairfax, I think, was.
That's right.
I was there. I actually saw that game. I remember that game. It was quite a big win for Wales. So well done on that. And then, of course, your track record, in the Welsh back row, was phenomenal, because 4 caps but 3 wins. Because of course you were part of the Grand Slam side of 76.
Yeah. In those days, well, you got to understand, and like in the Girls' Scarlet, they're the selectors. You know, at the end of the day, and
the big 5.
The big 5, you know, and at the end, I totally understand. It's very difficult. They had an established back row. God love him, he's gone now. Mervyn Davis, John Taylor, Di Morris, you know, and Di Morris is an MBE and wonderful guy, you know, great guy, you know. His nickname is Shadow. But again, the Welsh side is like winning the lottery, trust me, because they were there forever, type of thing, you know, and the big 5 and all that. And of course, we used to have like final Welsh trials called the Possibles and the Probables.
Yeah. So two fantastic games that you associate yourself with, and then after that you went back to Pontypridd, and you had the run then of the Welsh Club Championships, and was it 79 the cup final against Bridgend?
That's right, yeah. As I said previously, you know, I was very fortunate and very proud to say this. I captained the side for 4 consecutive seasons, you know, and it's brilliant, you know, brilliant squad of players, you know, real rugby, as I keep calling it, because it's a different game now, although the guys put their bodies on the line. But yeah, it was so enjoyable, black and white, over 400 games, you know, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Okay, my very special guest this morning is Tom David. Back for, we'll have a mention, should we? It's got to be mentioned, that try.
Yeah, that try, yeah.
That try, I wonder which one that could be.
Well, I tell you what, Gareth, it's shown so many times, that try, people still think I'm still playing.
All right, back with Tom David in a couple of moments' time, right here at GTFM. Good morning.